Hey everyone, and welcome to Where Did the Rest of Me Go? I'm your host, Dino the Genetic Marvel. You can Google me. I am on all platforms. I was lucky enough to get that name. This is a 30-day series where I discuss all the things I've experienced on going from the equivalent of a land manatee to what you see in front of you. So I've lost at least over 160 pounds so far, and I'm progressively trying to change the direction of my life. It's a pretty exciting thing. I was used to be over 450 pounds, and now I'm a very modest 290. Which I know still sounds huge. I understand that, but I'm also a very large person, so it's like still fat, but much less fat. It's That's how my doctor said. He goes, "Hey, you are very much less fat, but still fat. Very good." And I'm like, "Yep, that's. I will accept those compliments." So with that, in the beginning, the first few couple weeks, what we talked about was the idea of our mindset and how we approach things, and which is a huge component. And I'll tell you right now, I've been fighting with that uh, for most of my adult life. I've had a lot of ups and downs, a lot of things happen, which is life, right? It's not a new thing or something weird, but it was. I'm very methodical and not known for my speed. So those components, I always took the time to kind of piece together what was working, what was doing, how to overcome, how to figure it out. So perspective, opinion, and all those kind of things are one of the greatest achievements I've made, and it's resulted in being able to do this. I heard that today. I was watching something just to try and educate myself on some new techniques and things. Was the idea that you don't lose weight to get healthy, you get healthy to lose weight. And there's a lot to be said about it. So this past week, a lot of what we're talking about has been food. Next week, we're going to be talking about fasting, but right now, this is kind of the last episode on food. And one of the key components that I learned was brought to my attention by my wife. So the cool thing was she asked me one night, she said, "How much do you chew?" And my response was, "Enough." Now, the reason I said enough is because as a person, I would chew enough so I don't choke on my food. That's so I can swallow it. That's how much I chew it. Um, and we had a good laugh because it's a funny joke, obviously. But the fact is that you're supposed to chew every bite 32 times, and it's horrific. But when you piece it together with all the different components of your body, you start to understand what role chewing plays. Now, because of this knowledge, I'll tell you right now, I have come to the understanding that most cakes are drinks; they are not food. Let's just start there. But like that's the whole idea is understanding the component of chewing towards the rest of your digestion is a huge um, contribution to your health. 32 times. So, yeah, you're supposed to chew 32 times. It's absolutely ridiculous. That's a ridiculous amount, but here's the thing. So, knowing that there's that extreme, because I'll tell you, I would try this with meat, bread, whatever you want. Um, by the 32nd time, you're like, I'm chewing mush, and this is ridiculous. But the point is that while we have stomach acid that can break down, you know, I believe you can break down a penny. Like you can definitely digest certain steel, um, because it's very acidic, right? Like remember the lining of your stomach, like eats itself because it's so potent. That's why people will always remark how weird pineapple is because pineapple technically, if your body if your stomach acid wasn't as strong as it was, a pineapple digests you. That's how strong of the acid is in that. So when you understand that, you realize that when you chew, the idea is that that's a component to the digestive process. It's not just to make things manageable to chew. I know how this sounds. It doesn't sound good, but it is good principled knowledge that uh, there's no other way. And I'll tell you, you will like everyone has heard it from watching this. I drink water and I will burp. I eat, I burp, I constantly burp. And one of the big factors is that because I don't chew enough. So understanding how the digestive system works, because when I said that it's about chewing, it is about chewing, but it's more so about the entire digestive process and also how food plays into that. So when you chew, what you're doing is you're breaking it down. It's almost like you're starting the digestive process, and you'll see. And me and my wife put this together while watching competitive eating, which I really enjoy watching because I'm a sadist, and I'll do it when I'm fasting specifically. That's because yeah, that's I just enjoy it vicariously through them. So, but you'll see when it's a real competition is they will grab stuff and just squeeze it, and they're pre-squeezing it and then just shoveling stuff in their mouth, right? Enzymes are released to start digestion right in your mouth, hence the chewing. That's the whole idea. So it's breaking things down and getting things started makes everything else a lot easier. Also, too, as you get older, there can be risks with regards to veins popping, becoming more exposed in your esophagus. So chewing is really the first step. And you know how people will always say it's like you just need that one thing. It's one of those things that will change how your entire process works. It's something that I have difficulty with because I'm a fatty at heart. That's I'll just admit that, right? But that's I'm here because I'm too high to go over and sleep, just sitting in the chair like a loser, watching my buddies, talking about melting fat. I appreciate that. What can I say? But that's the whole thing is that when you figure out how that works is the first step, it kind of makes things a lot mm, easier to swallow. I hate that I just made a pun. Can I ask you a personal question about folds, or is that off limits? By all means. So, listen, my superiority as a fat person um, is established for the simple fact that I didn't have folds. That's simple. And honestly, now I'm starting to get weird creases in places that I'm like, now I'm losing my superpowers as a giant fat person. But yeah, go for it, Joey. I'm happy to answer. Um, so following that, with regards to the chewing, is then it seems like there's mixed information. Do you have a lot of excess skin? So interestingly enough, I'll show you guys right now. That's not all of it, some of it. So one of the things that I've been experiencing right now is specifically that is slowly decreasing. Like I'm fortunate enough that my arms, while pretty decent sized, are coming in quite nice, as are my shoulders and everything. But I do have a little bit of excess skin down here that will go back and forth. But it's not that bad. On my gut, it's a little bit more so, but it's not as bad as you think. And also too, there, like I was saying, so with regards to food, how you eat and what you eat first and second, there's kind of people are like, no, it's baloney. Yes, it's good. The idea is you should eat the meat first, then or vegetables, meat, then carbohydrates last. I believe the idea is that vegetables are just good for your pooping. So, and a lot of times people will not finish them, whereas um, the alternative is that the fat in your protein will register that you're full to your stomach. That's what, and it gets the whole process started. And then carbohydrates are what will last the remaining of the day. So if you follow that, it's actually a little bit more helpful. And also too, it's like understanding that the idea behind protein is energy, reconstruction, everything that's going. Hey, what's up, Serge? So I don't know. I don't know. There's mixed things. So now with the fasting, one of the things that I practice regularly is specifically that um, if you fast enough, people say that your skin will start to contract. Remember, after 36 hours, your body starts releasing human growth hormones, right? Which help with regards to fixing stuff. After 72 hours, your body starts producing stem cells. Stem cells, again, will help. And I'll tell you right now, like certain joints of mine that usually crack a significant amount, while I've been losing weight, they have continued to crack. Since I've started fasting, they crack less. Now, I've also been more physically active and I'm building muscle and all that kind of stuff. So there's a lot of factors. So I can't guarantee that, oh, if you start fasting, everything's going to, it's not, I don't know that, right? I'm not a scientist. I'm just an idiot on the internet. So with regards to How much? I don't know. Like, I have to go the distance for losing weight first before there will be any sort of effort with regards to surgery and that kind of stuff. But I do follow. There's a woman. Her name is on Instagram is the Iron Giantess. Inspiring woman. I'll tell you that right now because she was a big lady. And now she's like not fit, like athletic, where you're going, oh, that's an athlete kind of person. She got she actually got a lot of hate, and I feel really bad for her because she had a lot of loosey goosey skin, but she was down to like 9% body fat, which is not healthy, right? Like that's too small. Women, I think, are supposed to have like 14 to 18. Men are supposed to have like 10 to 12. I think it's not like you shouldn't be in single digit when it comes to fat composition in your body, but being even at 9% when she was competing and like crazy athletic, like the skin didn't disappear. Like, but at the same time, I don't know if she fasts or anything. So I'm trying to figure out if that'll work. But at the same time, I talked to my doctor. He goes, if you go the distance, I got a guy lined up for you. He'll take care of you, make you look beautiful. Which, yeah, it's definitely on the table. Serge, always welcome, sir. Move that belly button. I am well. I have an upside down smiley face because I had my gallbladder removed and they do it arthroscopically. The two other one scar is I can't even remember what it is. One scar is up here. You can still see it's a little divot, and then I have an upside down like a upside down smiley face. So if they redo that, I'm like, yeah, I'm all for it. But you are also a legend for not posting all sorts of before and after pictures if you of you with no shirts. I am just not a fan of you. I do have a couple, but they're all not shirtless. I have one that's shirtless, but I'm not like gross. Ew. I put them all in the screen. That's why I put them on like this thing right here. See, you see the one side is fat and the other side is thin. This side's fat, this side's thin. Um, let's see here. Serge. No one can ever say Dino hasn't dressed appropriately for his weight. I appreciate that, and I really try to do that kind of stuff because honestly, it's one thing that really drives me crazy. There, did anyone make it to you yet? I don't know what that's regards to. Everyone has left Surge. Angie is the only one still in town. It was Friday and Saturday. We'll see. Oh, that's cool. So, but yeah, so that's honestly was one of the key components in this is trying to eat differently. So, like as I said, some of the biggest changes that affected me was like having, which I'm going to cover starting up tomorrow and go for the rest of the week, was that I was eating 2 eggs, 2 strips of bacon, and 2 hash browns. And I would eat the 2 eggs first, then 2 strips of bacon, and then the 2 hash browns. Just that, and and I would take my time. I would try and eat slow and try and, which is absolutely ridiculous. But doing all that, uh, saving the hash browns to the end, and I would also douse everything in hot sauce, just to be very clear. Um, Doing that, I felt like I had energy a lot longer and I felt okay. It wasn't as bad, it wasn't as difficult just because I followed the process of what food is supposed to do. Carbohydrates, so vegetables, breads, all that kind of stuff, um, should help you. That energy should last a lot longer into the day. So the idea of one meal a day is not that bad, but like I said, I'm going to start covering that tomorrow. So for today, the real lesson is trying to understand your digestive system. That it starts not just with how the order of things that you eat, but also chewing, your digestion, like prepping your digestion. I know I've been talking with another gentleman who has like I use lemon water to prep my digestive system. So I'll drink some lemon water about half hour before I eat, in an effort to kind of get things, and that's good for your liver and a few other things. A lot of people add stuff to that kind of stuff, like so lemon water. Then they'll add turmeric, they'll add ginger, they'll add cayenne. Some people will add a little olive oil, all sorts of stuff. There's a million different recipes. There's never a short supply of people who have an opinion. That's just a fact. So you just kind of have to figure out what's okay with you. For me, lemon water just hits the spot and I'm good to go. But I do that about half hour before I eat. And then as well, then I'm just careful. And even if I don't chew a lot, which is always an issue, I will still try and space, like I'll have a bite and wait. and then have a bite, and then wait, and kind of space it out. So that's the lesson for today, I guess, is the idea that understanding how the process works will give you a better idea of how to proceed. No one went live. Unfortunately, we were just way too loud, and that's fair. Anyways, guys, that's it for me from today. Tomorrow, we're going to start talking about fasting and how that changed things. In the meantime, like and share, subscribe if you haven't already. I'm looking forward to making this a big thing because I think it's worthwhile and it's a great idea to take a positive position in your health. So, thank you very much and have a wonderful rest of your day. And I will see you guys.